Spitting fire in the booth, but I'm not a rapper. Purpleroom Recordings. We're coming back live again, back to you. Everything's falling, the sky is falling, all of the shit's falling off of my desk. Anyway, I wanted to say, have a nice listen, have a good listen. Don't forget to share it to somebody. Don't forget to send it to someone. I am on a heater, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, a heater, something fiery, bussin' is happening right now, and I want you to see it. I want you to listen to it. It's out of my control at this point in time. I'll let you be the judge. Anyway, it's good to hear back from you. Don't forget to bring an umbrella, and let's rain. Enjoy the show.
I'm on my grind, I'm off the fucking wall. Fuck your new man, I'll break his fucking jaw. She sucked my dick from the back like she was protocol.
Upset. Have you ever, does that ever happen to you? Like you just, I guess it happens to the best of us, right? Because I'm usually really chill, but I just got extremely upset for like not that long, but damn. And it doesn't make any sense. I went to the gym in a good mood, had a great workout, drove home in a good mood, couldn't wait to come back home and start recording because I have a lot to say today. And I sit down, open my drink, getting ready to go, reading my notes, and I'm just extremely fucking mad for no reason at all. I don't know. But am I really going to burn the castle and the world with all the, raccoons and the babies in it? Am I going to do that because I was upset for 5 seconds? No, fuck that. Let that shit pass. Figure out what, if there even is, I wish I can tell you if there's a reason. I just sat down and was extremely mad. I was livid. What happened? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I feel the same now. What, my bipolar? The fuck going on? I don't know, but it's gone. It's gone now. How you doing? How you living? How you feeling? I have shades on today. It's very nice. Let me see if I can. A little bit of that. All right, cool. Shades on. I wanted to see. I like when the ring light is like in my shades. That shit is crazy. That's my own personal favorite thing. But listen to this, because it's been a minute since you guys heard me. And outside of my rant of being angry, I do, before we get into the day, want to just talk a little bit about, I wish it was a conversation. Like, hey, what the fuck? Like, if there's a pool of you guys, I'm like, hey, you right there, how's your day? Something like that. And then I scream at you and you scream at me. It's a whole back and forth. But besides me being angry, the world has been pretty cool. Life has been treating me well. I cannot complain. Even if I wanted to, everything's going right. It's summertime. You get to go out and do some cool things that you didn't really get the chance to do in the winter. Getting to see a lot of people, a lot of folks, people coming around, coming out of the woodwork, wanting to be all happy and shit. You're hanging out, you're doing your own thing. And that's really how things have been going. I've been eating a lot. If you're in the Bay Area, there's a place called Seapot. My God, I love that place, dude. I think like hot pot in general, it could be 90 degrees outside and I'll still want to eat soup. I'm serious. I have a pho place I'm going to that the name of it is I'm gatekeeping it. Fuck you. I don't want to ever see you there type shit. Like I'll throw my man that owns the shop business here and there. But as far as me getting on the internet and saying the name of the place, yeah, you got me fucked up. Ain't no way. But I've gone to his shop, 90 degrees. His air conditioner was broken too. Fucking sweating my ass off, eating that fucking chicken pho. Sweating. Couldn't be happier. It does not matter, man. I want that soup. It's good for your soul. It's really, really good for your heart. But a lot of Korean barbecue too. I think barbecue in general, you can't fuck up. I think the only way if you can mess up barbecue is if you just don't know how to barbecue. That's really how it is. But once you barbecue once, maybe once or twice, you really understand how food works. Like especially with I think beef is the easiest meat to cook. you know, because even if you undercook it, you can still eat it raw and enjoy it. So you can just make that as juicy as possible. And then chicken, I gotta be real, chicken's not that difficult to make, but for some people it can be pretty intimidating. But just me being me, I'm not getting chicken at a Korean barbecue place. Like there's so many other meats to eat. Why would you eat chicken? I'm gonna go home and eat chicken. You know, you got beef, bulgogi, you got pork belly, you got brisket. Oh my god, brisket. When it's like a little burned, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you get that a little kick of that bitter flavor. Oh my god, that burnt flavor. Oh yeah, all day. Fuck everything else, to be real. Just keep ordering that. And I'll be perfectly fine. If you're, you know, eating with somebody with that just wants to eat brisket, I'm not gonna say no. All right, cool, I'm down. But this place we went to was on some freaky shit because they had like unlimited sides. So all we did was just order every side that they had. So we got garlic fries, we got gyoza, we got, yeah, garlic fries. Right now, that shit was crazy. You heard me right. Yeah, that shit was crazy. They had cheese corn, they had fucking free sodas. It was crazy. But the like on top of the barbecue being very good, even if for me being me, dude, if there are sides, I want them, you know. And I don't think there's such a thing as bad sides. Like there are unpreferred sides, but all sides are good, I think. Like even if it, you know, because it adds to the meal. I just like to eat. So I think that's just more of a me thing. But like when I heard garlic fries, I'm like, this is probably a little bullshit, but I'm I'm down to try it, right? Like it sounds a little gimmicky. Again, like considering we're in a Korean barbecue place, so, but no, it was good. It was good. It was good enough, but I liked it, bro. I thought it was pretty good. The cheese corn. So the cheese corn threw me and my boy off. I'm like, because he was the one that said it first. He was like, I don't know about this, and then I tried it, and I'm like, and then but after we made one like to perfection type shit, and then that one was the one. That one popped off. That one was really good. You get the cheese, like cheese that's burned, that little burnt, you know, when you burn cheese, you know what I mean? It gets all crispy and you know, it gets all nice and chewy, a little crispy on it. Yeah, we got some of that action going, and you know, that really hit the spot. You know, it's never. Let me tell you something, man. As I keep, you know, because life keeps going and you keep getting humbled, you know, here and there. One humbling thing that I just, you know, I'm never going to take for granted again is like seeing your friends and enjoying time with them. That's, you know, that's like really, that is very important to do. And I know, you know, people work a lot. I think people are working so much, you know, because they have to, you know, pay bills and we have to like pay bills and make rent and, you know, make sure your kids are fed or whatever, if you have kids. And then like some of us just have expensive hobbies and some of us are just degenerate gamblers. But either way, people work hard. And sometimes we forget, like, you know, to keep in contact with the people that were there when, you know, we didn't have a job or before everything was going in the right direction. And seeing the people that were there, like, also going in the right direction is, you know, that's pretty cool to see. It's, you know, maybe I think sometimes I'm a little too sentimental, but I don't know, dude. I think that's just really important for all. Just making sure that you understand the time that you spend with them is spend with your friends, your family, people that you love. You know, that shit's really cool. So I've been doing a lot of that, we had a beach party. Oh, I didn't fucking tell you guys. Oh my God. So we went to the beach and, you know, I've always wanted to do a kind of a bushcraft thing because all of those videos are on my feed type shit. So I told myself the next time we go to the beach, I'm going to like bring food to cook in the fire that we, because, you know, it's a bonfire. So I'm going to bring food to just cook in the fire itself. And we went to the beach, and I gotta be real. I think I thought of the idea. It wasn't it wasn't like a drawn out thing. I heard beach and I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. It was the day before. It wasn't even something that I planned. So all I needed was a pompano. A pompano is a fish that's shaped like a football. It's really, really good. It's sweet, kind of nutty. And then I got a pound of shrimp, and I bought some not jalapenos. They were peppers. I forgot what kind of peppers they were, but they were spicy. No. I apologize. I got red peppers and jalapenos. Some jalapenos, and then I bought tinfoil and parchment paper, and then I just seasoned it with salt, pepper, paprika, chopped up the peppers. I put the peppers inside of the pompano, and I put an orange in there too, like sliced up orange slices. And then sesame oil. Sesame oil is so gas on seafood, so you got to add that. And then I put a little something extra, but you don't get to know what that is for free. And then I cover it, make sure it's folded nice in the foil. And then I pack it up. And then with the shrimps, so this is a debate. So this was my thing with the shrimps, right? Something that I was trying to figure out was there was this big fight in my head. I'm like, hey, do we take the shrimp heads off or do we leave them on? Because I like shrimp heads. I like eating the inside of them. You know, it's so delicious. I think I'm gonna finish my point, but one thing I've noticed about myself also is, like, I like bitter. I like a bitter flavor, you know, not intense, but just enough to, like, I don't know, slap some sense into me. You know what I'm saying? Like in bitterness and coffee and matcha, like shit. Like, you know what I'm getting at? Like that. I don't know. Like when you barbecue something, but it's burned, and you're like, oh, don't eat that part. I'll eat it. Give me that. I'll eat a little bit of it. You know. Because it's nice. I don't know what that says about my palate, but yeah, I like a bitter flavor, and shrimp heads kind of have that. Just a little bit. It's sweet, and then it's a little bitter. And I left them on. Same thing. Sesame oil, salt, pepper, paprika, the peppers. Season it, and then you put it in the tinfoil, and then I brought a what is it called? An igloo filled with ice. So I just put them in there, and then we went to the beach. Got to the beach. The fire was already roaring. Shout out to my boys that made that happen. We got there late, but we I just throw them in. I'm just like letting them cook, and no one knows what they are. I'm not telling anybody because it's a surprise. And I'm just letting them cook. One of them caught on fire. I'm like, thank you. That's really what you want. I'm trying to put coals on them and shit. After about, how long did I wait? Like 10 minutes? I want to say 10 minutes, you know, because it's cooking in fire. So it's extremely hot, but it's also slow cooking it. It's not like it's being broiled. You know what I mean? It's a little, I think, yeah, I don't know I'm not going to try to pretend like I know how hot an open fire is, but it's hot. It's hot in there. Don't put your hand in there. Couple of minutes, or like 10, 15 minutes go by. It's ready. I open it. Smells delicious. Everybody's like, what the fuck? You know, because I don't think anybody expected me to bring shrimp and a fish. But yeah, keeping the shrimp heads on was a dub. Everyone a few people ate it. The shrimp heads, everything got eaten though. That was really cool. The fish, I think the fish was, because it's shrimp, right? Like it's shrimp. You can't fuck up shrimp at all, ever. I don't think anybody could ever make shrimp bad. The only time you can ever make shrimp bad is if they're just old. You know what I mean? Because other than that, they're always going to taste good. Eating shrimp raw is fine. Eating them cooked, even when they're overcooked, they're good. When they're undercooked, they're good. You know, no seasoning, with seasoning, like it's fucking easy. I knew that was going to be a smash. I was more worried about the fish because I wanted to know if I didn't have a timer in my head to open cook this pompano on an open fire. You know what I'm saying? So I was really guessing on whether or not it was cooked or not. So when it caught on fire, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about it burn. It's not going to burn. That's the other thing that was foolproof about this. There's no way in fuck that the fish or the shrimp is going to burn. It's covered in oil and it's covered in wax paper, and it's also covered in tinfoil. So the food itself is not going to burn. It's just going to cook until it's done. But I wanted to get that fall off the bone type shit. So I really made sure that this motherfucking pompano was cooking. We take it out. I open it up. It smells amazing. The skin. Let me tell you something. There's a video reaction of my face when I did that. When I took that pompano skin off and I ate it. That taste, you know what that tasted like? It tasted like success. It tasted like success. It tasted like I won the fucking Super Bowl. Me and my boys. It's really what it felt like, because I was stressing a little bit. I'm like, damn, I don't want to take it out. And then it's because I've tried to cook a fish on the beach before, but that, the way I did that was just different. But I really wanted this to work, and it tasted so good, so damn good. And then I opened it up, I cut the fillets, and then the spine, I was able to just lift it up, bro. The spine, bro. The spine, like the skeletal system of the fish, all of it just came out with ease. And there's a little bit of meat left on like the bottom part. So I, obviously I got that. Like, what the fuck? That's the spoils right there. That has to go to me. It's the best part. Made that shit fall off the bone. And then everybody ate it. The shrimps, I was assuming that everybody was going to eat the shrimps. I thought I was going to have a little bit of fish left. Nope. Everybody ate it. That shit felt so good, bro. I don't know. Something about cooking for people. I'm trying to bless people. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to... You eat? You want to eat? You want to eat? I'm going to be that grandpa that's just, hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing? You fucking hungry? What's good? What's happening? You missing a meal? Let me get you right. Let's go. That's really who I am. And that's always... That always feels good. Just making sure that my people eat well. I wanted to cuss right there, but I didn't. But anyway, enough about me. But again, I got one more time. Very good food, very good friends, very good night. But on to our day now. Our regular podcasting hour. So if you are familiar with the name Julian Brown, raise your hand. Julian Brown was missing for 2 weeks, which was insane. So if you don't know, he's the scientist that converted plastic into gasoline, which is, a very remarkable thing to do out of his own pocket. He bought all of the materials himself. This guy's a real life mad scientist in the heat, sweating his ass off in like this shed, just figuring out how to turn plastic into usable fuel for cars. And he did it. He demonstrated it in front of people and everything, and he went missing for 2 weeks. Now, before I, keep going, I do want to say that his mother announced that she knows where he is. He's safe. Nothing crazy happened to him, but he was posting a few TikToks, Instagram reels, getting the information out there that he feels like he's being followed, or he feels like some people are paying a little too close of attention to him. And that, obviously that provoked a lot of questions when he went missing for 2 weeks. So I think everybody kind of assumed that I'm going to assume that he was, maybe you always assume the worst in situations like that, right? So, oh my God, he got kidnapped, or, oh my God, he got kidnapped, or like they found him, they're trying to hustle him, they're going to make him work in this factory, or maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just the fucking psycho. You know what I mean? That's also a possibility. Maybe I'm just the psychopath that thinks the worst like this, but no, he's fine. But jokes aside, I don't doubt at all that someone did someone did contact him, and they did give him some sort of veiled threat or a warning as to like pertaining to the work that he does. I would not be surprised. There's no way this guy is finding it. So what life is about is figuring, like, there are rules. It's your job to figure out how to bend those rules to your specific needs. This guy figured it out. He made gasoline out of plastic. Do you have any idea how game changing that is? People think, that does a lot for the environment if you're able to just use that instead of using fossil fuels. And he thinks that someone, entity unknown, because I can't make an assumption because you can never really assume with something like this, is watching him with very careful eyes, and they're maybe not trying to intimidate him. That is fucking crazy if that is true. Because to tell you the truth, man, if he figures out, or not figures out, right, but like if he's on the same trajectory, if his trajectory is the same, and what I mean by that is if he just continues to work at what he does, and I know he's obsessed, for one thing, because I wouldn't be trying to do something that I didn't believe in, whether I was comfortable or not. That's what's happening here. Someone sees that he's not going to stop doing this. He's not going to quit. So they're trying to rattle him. And it seems like he ducked his head a little bit. He got off social media. Didn't give anybody a warning. He doesn't need to, especially like if he feels like him as a person is under some sort of duress. He doesn't need to tell us anything. He doesn't need to do anything. But missing for 2 weeks, that is a long time to just not hear from somebody. But yes, his mother did say he's safe. They know she knows where he is. Obvious, she's not going to disclose. But yeah, he's good. What do you think happened? Do you think it's possible that somebody actually contacted him and wanted to ask him a couple of questions and wanted to tell him, to his face, or maybe phone call or whatever, watch your back when you're working with something like this, because a lot of attention can be drawn to you right now and you wouldn't know it. So watch out, look out, make sure you know what's happening. Or was he approached by somebody straight up like, hey, we don't like what you're doing. We think what you're doing is, this is a threat to us directly. So we're willing to do anything to take you out type shit. We'll never know. We'll never know, but at least he's okay. That's really all I gotta say. Because this is a black man we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is a black man. This is a black man, bro. He's really doing this. I think he's from, I don't know, where is he from? Atlanta? Let's see. I want to know. Yeah, he's from Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so he returned to social media and he explains his absence 4 days ago. All right. That's good. That's very good to hear. Because again, man, you don't know. You just don't. You don't know. Especially nowadays, dude. All of the one thing social media is doing correct, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing doesn't matter. It's just correct. Is it opens a lot of, or I'm not going to say a lot. I'm not going to say a lot because the internet is endless, but that doesn't mean you can't restrict it. But but you do get glimpses into what some realities are, and it's not a cool thing to. It's a very humbling thing to see, is what I'm trying to get at, because you don't know who is willing to do what for what. And sometimes people just they're just fucking garbage, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a trash ass organization or a person that's willing to fuck people over for self-aggrandizement. That cannot be. I think there should be strike forces for that force that decides that imposing their will on weak people, or just the weak in general, is a good thing. It's not a good idea. Oh my God, was that a tangent? Maybe, but I think my point still stands. It opens your eyes to a lot of shit. But one thing that really just grabbed me is when Julian went missing. I'm like, okay, what are we going? So is anybody going to is anyone going to care? I was waiting a long time. I'm like, okay, let's see. People actually started to, not figure it out, but wonder, hey, hello? We're good. Oh, also there's supposed to be what's going on? A tsunami supposed to hit California. Is this dead ass? We're gonna get flooded on? I wonder how a tsunami in California, that'd be wild. I wonder what that would look like. Just everything underwater. Whoosh, endless. Be crazy. There was an 8.8 earthquake in Russia, so the shock waves are sending water to us. I really don't know anything about it. Are we really gonna get hit by a tsunami? Let me tweak out a little bit and just figure it out. A powerful undersea earthquake struck off the coast of eastern Russia on Tuesday afternoon, promoting widespread tsunami advisors across the west coast, Alaska, and parts of the Pacific. Measuring among the largest seismic events of the century, the quake's aftershock rippled across the Pacific Ocean, setting off a wave of precautionary alerts in the U.S. and beyond. Wow. So this is a real thing. So this stretched all the way from Georgia and Oregon to parts of British Columbia, Alaska, California, and Hawaii. We're among the most closely to watch the region, according to the U.S. Tsunami Warning Center. A tsunami is not just one wave. It's a series of powerful waves over a long period of time, David Snyder, tsunami warning coordinator with the National Tsunami Warning Center of Alaska, told the Associated Press. Snyder emphasized that tsunami waves can race across deep ocean water as fast as a jet airplane. But once they reach the coast, they slow down and rise in height, posing a risk of flooding and property damage. In this case, because of the Earth's basically sending out these huge ripples of water across the ocean, they're going to be moving back and forth for quite a while, Snyder explained. Okay, so this is crazy. So a massive earthquake in Russia has okay, we just read that. Wave activity affects West Coast and blah blah blah. Okay, so that's the end of the article. But yeah, so don't know what that means. Are we cooked, or are we what? We're not cooked. It's water. So are we boiled? I don't think we're boiled. I think we're fine. Like I said, the waves are going to be hitting each other like this. So there's a good chance that they just cancel each other out and then just chill. There's a good chance that that happens. Very good, very good, very good. Yeah. Oh, is this really? Hold on. I gotta make sure. Okay. Now we are going to enter phase 2. If you've made it to this portion of the show, you're ready to get a little dark. Viewer's discretion is advised. Not my discretion. Completely 100% yours. A boy and his dog are walking in a backyard in the evening. There's thick grass and 2 tall trees in the center of an open field, and in between the trees is a swing set. Come here, Speedy. Come here, boy. The boy cries to his best friend. Speedy comes back holding a stick. The young golden retriever barks and wags his tail in anticipation. The boy picks up the stick and throws it past the trees far into the clearing. Speedy races after the stick in hot pursuit. An uncomfortable amount of time passes for a 7-year-old boy. The boy says, Speedy does not return. The boy anxiously steps towards the trees, slowly making his way to the swing set, his eyes trying to focus in the dark. The wind starts to pick up, whistling through the trees. A soft hum can be heard once the wind slows down. Speedy? The boy says quietly. The golden retriever replies. He runs up to the boy and drops the stick at his feet. The boy grabs the stick, but to his surprise, it's not a stick. It's a golden necklace with a ruby amulet sparkling in the moonlight. How did you get this? The boy says. Okay, Henry. Time to come back inside. It's getting late, the boy's father cries. He picks up the amulet, studying the details of it in the dark. He puts the amulet in his pocket and turns to go home. Oh, how you've grown. A pale woman in a black dress is staring right at the boy. He was in fear. He doesn't move a muscle, Speedy by his side making soft, worried whines. The specter then forms right in front of Henry and squats to his eye level, her skin glowing in the dark. Her dress is such a rich color of black, it sucks all of the moonlight out of the night sky, making it seem as if the 3 of them were in a different dimension completely, surrounded in darkness. She looks at Henry with a look of relief. Before shedding a tear, she puts her hand on the boy's cheek and says, I'm sorry I'm not here for you. You're going to make such a wonderful young man. She slowly leans to kiss his other cheek, but the boy screams, making the woman in the black dress disappear. Henry! Henry! The father consoles his son, Henry.
It's going to be okay, son.
And tells him everything
It's going to be okay.
Be okay.
Everything's fine. You're okay. Everything's going to be fine.
So one thing One thing I've been meaning to get off my chest or wanting to talk about for the past few weeks is whether or not, or not whether or not, right? It's what is a shadow person. I've heard this name. I've heard these things, entities, been described before. I've heard this name before, also known as the Hat Man or a woman in a black dress. And I've been thinking, just a little bit about what's going on. What does it represent? Because you hear about it. It's kind of like a folklore thing, like a skinwalker or something like that. You hear about them, and you want to know what is the intention here? Like, what are you trying to get at? Why are you looking at me? What about me specifically, or what about you specifically, is drawing a shadow person like to you? And that whole way of thinking, that idea of something like that even being real, is crazy enough. So here we go. I want to talk about it a little bit. I want to read an article to you about shadow people. I'm going to play a song called Shadow Lady, but like super, 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 super low. Hella low. Wait, no, actually, I'm just going to play it in my AirPods. I'm not going to get a copyright strike. Fuck YouTube, bro. Different human beings from beyond, living in the same house as you at a different time. Maybe you're a shadow person to them in their reality. I don't know. Maybe you guys are in the same place at the same time, just different time periods. Or maybe, you guys get to see each other, or you're seeing them for the first time while they've been looking at you for a while. Also, you just never know with these things. Maybe it's an old messenger. Maybe it's an old lover. Maybe it's an old friend. Maybe it's someone that used to hate you, that manifests itself as someone that wants to deliver you a message. The tendrils, the dark feeling, that black cloud, that fog that fills the air, that fills your room. And the only thing that you can see is that silhouette, taunting you, laughing at you, dancing in the dark. What are you to do? What is anyone to do? It never makes any sound, but you know what its voice sounds like. Something deep like that. And you don't know why it's there. You have no idea. It's not going to tell you. That's part of its game. It wants you to live in obscurity. It wants you to wonder. It wants you to fear. It wants you to question whether or not you're actually seeing it. Or maybe you're just seeing things. Is it important? Maybe. Who knows? It's there. So that's got to mean something. Because if I wasn't seeing a man in a hat or a woman in a black dress, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But some of us are. And the more I did research on this, the more I thought to myself, like, okay, so this isn't me personally. I've never seen a shadow person before. So, or maybe I have and I don't remember, but I wrote a story about a woman in a black dress that is basically like this figure that just dances, but she also dances during the day. Just her and her immaculate dress spinning, but the shadow man, or the man in the black hat, or the man in the hat, he's just looking at you, and he's not saying anything, on some Slender Man type beat, you know, and there's no explanation for it. So, me wanting to find one, let's go. Let's read about it. Let's talk about it. What are shadow people? What are shadow people? The explanation is beyond creepy. Can I get this off my screen? Okay. Have you ever been reading or watching TV when suddenly the periphery of your vision, or in the periphery, that's how you say that, right? I'm gonna just start over. Have you ever been reading or watching TV when suddenly in the periphery of your vision you catch a glimpse of what appears to be a shadowy figure in the room with you? Dark, humanoid figures like these are commonly known as shadow people, and they can be extremely scary and unsettling to the people who experience seeing them. But defining exactly what shadow people are and if they are actually paranormal is up for debate. Descriptions of shadowy, human-like figures have appeared in folklore and religious texts throughout history and across cultures. Some examples include supernatural creatures known as Djinn of ancient Islamic theology, and then beings known as Nalasua Chito of the Native American Choctaw tribes of mythology. The modernly used term shadow people was coined by paranormal researcher and book author Heidi Hollis, who claims that shadow people have been around since the beginning of time and usually appear as dark human-shaped silhouettes in our peripheral vision. The fear of the dark and all of its shadows is a common one, probably because our eyes tend to play tricks on us when the lights are low. A jacket hanging on the door can easily morph into a silhouette, and a pile of blankets could suddenly look like someone lurking in your bed. But could shadow people be more than that? Here's what you need to know about shadow people and what it means if you see one. Shadow people are a bit of an enigma in the paranormal community. Professionals, witch and psychic Renee Watt tells Bustle, they often thought of ghosts or collection of negative energy, but as is true with most paranormal phenomena, there is no finite answer. According to Watt, shadow people can appear in different forms and may even indicate that someone is under a psychic attack. Many paranormal experts also theorize that there may be a connection between shadow people and extraterrestrial life, and that these beings could be otherworldly in origin or have a correlation with alleged alien abduction experiences. While exact supernatural origin of these shadow-like beings is debated among paranormal experts, there is one thing that most agree upon, which is that the presence of shadow people is wholly unsettling. These shadowy, human-like entities have a bit of a murky reputation, as most people who report seeing them state that they feel uncomfortable, scared, and even in some extreme cases, even paralyzed with fear, Watt says. Most reporters on shadow people are overwhelmingly negative and accompanied by a feeling of dread. Skeptics note that seeing, or do shadow people have a scientific explanation? Skeptics note that seeing shadow people could simply be chalked up to sleep paralysis. Okay, here we go. We're getting a little deep now. Which is a medical phenomenon that takes place when someone is between sleeping and wakeful state. During sleep paralysis, a person feels fully conscious, but they're unable to move or speak and may experience a feeling of innate dread. The sensation of being suffocated, or even hallucinations of shadowy figures. Other potential experiences include experiencing heightened emotional state, sleep deprivation, or substance use. It's also important to consider that most shadow people sightings appear in a peripheral vision, which is designed to detect motion and movement on odd detail. That said, it would be easier to mistake something in the corner of your eye for something that isn't. That would be if you were to see something head on. What do shadow people, or what to do if you see a shadow person? It's normal to feel fearful if you see something as inexplicable as a shadow person. But according to experts, it's best to focus on staying grounded and not letting yourself be overwhelmed by the discomfort of what you're experiencing. If you encounter a shadow person, the worst thing you can do is give it your fear, as entities with negative intent thrive on their ability to make us feel unsafe or uncomfortable. Watt says, the best thing you can do is call in spiritual protection, pray, or simply stand your ground by firmly telling the shadow person to leave you alone. One-off encounters with the shadow being can be creepy, but if your visions of these entities are ongoing, it might indicate that it's time to do some spiritual cleansing of your energy field and of your living space. If you're having multiple experiences with shadow people, you may want to consider doing a major energetic house cleansing or hiring professional energy worker to do it for you. Watt says, you can spiritually cleanse your home and hopefully keep shadow people at bay by performing a protection ritual, putting out cleansing crystals in your home, or burning purifying herbs. Wow. So, this article was originally published on October 14, 2018. Bustle. Creepy tag. Here we go. All this stuff. Good article. Shadow people. It could be real. We could be looking at something very, very scary here. If you see a shadow person, stay grounded. Don't let it take your fear. That's a good one. I wouldn't have thought of that. And always just remember to keep an umbrella with you. That's all I can. That was too easy. That's all I gotta say. If you have an umbrella with you, don't forget to bring your umbrella. That's all I'm saying. Because when it rains, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna walk in the rain? That's cool sometimes. It's not cool all the time. Don't forget to bring an umbrella. Spitting fire in the booth, but I'm not a rapper. Purpleroom RecordingZ, so I'm not angry anymore. But I am ready to attack. It's good to see you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget your umbrella. I see you brought it today. Good shit. Let's rain.
Can we still be friends? I won't let anyone in. You'll never see me again.